Hello guys and welcome to another video on my channel. In this one I'm going to show you how to master daily race C, and on this combo I'm going to be showing you St. Croix in Gr3. Now what you're going to be seeing from me is my fastest time trial lap time I've done, and then I'm going to be showing you a race with some commentary in the background. I will say that in the qualifying I'm going to be using the meta car because I kind of want to keep my DR relatively high this week for once because I've actually got good DDR. But anyway, you're going to see a TT lap in the meta car, and then the race you'll be seeing is from the back of the grid in a non-meta car from earlier in the day. So if you enjoy, don't forget to like and sub. And if you want any more guidance, or if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll answer to the best of my ability as always. But now I'm going to show you my fastest lap I did in time trial, and then I'm going to go over that lap in detail after. So I hope you enjoy. Right guys, so that's my 206.4 lap that I just shown. I'm going to show you what I was doing and what references to use to get a good lap time here. So, as you can see, I'm in the Lexus here, the LCF, the 2017 model, just in case you don't know, because the 2016 model is a lot slower. But anyway, it's quite a long lap, but half of the lap is quite long straight. So there's not too many corners to worry about, but it's quite a difficult lap to pull off, especially some particular corners I did struggle more on than others. But anyway, turn 1. See this 100 marker? I brake about a car length after it, so about here. That's my braking reference for turn 1. So what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be seeing me do, is I'm going to be braking 100% throttle initially, and then as soon as I start turning, you'll start to see me trail brake a bit more as I get more turning by trail braking, and you're going to try to aim your left tires to be on the right line basically, and you want your right wheels to be all over the green Astro, fake Astro bit. 1, that's where the grip is for some reason, and 2, well, less distance, so you'd have to travel as far to finish the lap basically. So like that, you want to be like that, bit more to the right if possible. I think as long as you don't have your left tires touch this green part of the track, it's not a penalty. Although it could be the right line as well. I'm not 100% on that, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure it's a green bit. And I was aiming to be about 93 or 94 mile an hour apex speed in the middle of the corner here. Touch wide on exit, but it's okay. Wet this car out quite a bit as well, as you can see me doing here. Turn 2. I used the beginning of this red and white curb as my braking reference. I broke literally on it. So, oh sorry, wrong button. You'll see here, I've just started applying the brakes right here as I got to the beginning of the curb. Again, you're going to be seeing me braking a straight line, but you need to turn in quite early since it's quite a wide corner. So you want to turn in early and get as close to the curb as possible, or on it if possible. I was looking to be about 80 mile an hour apex speed on this next corner here. I just missed the apex, but I did brake a bit late, so not in the world. Not a good S1 to be honest, there's about 10 minutes for me. I will say before the next corner, try to stay on the inside initially, and then as you see the curb about to end, veer off to the left to open up the next corner. Like that. Next corner, you can do it flat, but in my opinion, I like to lift a bit. So as soon as you see like the gap in the barrier, that is where I turn. In fact, I turn slightly before it. As you can see, I do a small lift. Try to have your right wheels hook onto this curb to help drag your car in as well. And I've just missed it, but you can just see these orange marshals here. I literally broke as soon as I got to them, and I'm going to be downshifting to third just to get that little extra rotation and turning, and just to slow down the car a bit more. Again, try hook onto this curb. I was looking to be at about 150 mile an hour from memory here, and I'll pause it here because it's quite hard to time it, but I broke literally just after the beginning of this curve, maybe a half a car length after it, and I'm going to be downshifting to second quite early to get the engine braking, and you're aiming to be about 81 mile an hour on the apex for this next corner. Try to be as far to the left as possible, because if you're not as far left here, you might suffer with a bit of a bump in the middle of the corner since you're not at the right angle. So yes, sorry for a little pause there. So beginning of this curve, or just after it, brake, be about 81 mile an hour, and try to open up this part as much as possible. You might have to do a little lift as you get to the bump as well, just so you don't want to steer too wide. Next corner, see this 150 marker, we go past it. I broke at this marshal here. I've just started to lift off. You can brake as late as a marshal though, but I tended to understeer quite a bit on turning if I was to brake that late. So for optimum laps, it's probably best to brake at that marshal, but I broke about just about half a car length before I got to the marshal. Downshift first, just to get the extra rotation, and I was looking to be about 71 mile an hour on this apex here. It's quite a wide exit, so try to be a bit early on the throttle as well. This next corner, in my opinion, the most difficult corner for me, at least to master. Maybe, actually no, probably the second most difficult corner. For me, the most difficult corner was here. But anyway, here, let me just go back slightly, sorry. So, you see these marshals here? I brake at the second lamppost after it, just before it. I did turn in a bit early here. So you basically want to turn in as soon as you brake on the outside here. And you want to brake about a car length before the second lamppost after the orange barrier. Turn in early. Try to get as close to the barrier as possible because there's more grip there. It might be very slightly cambered as well, but it's hard to say. I just felt if I was a bit wider, I understeered more, so it might be slightly cambered. I was looking to be about 101, 102 mile an hour on this part of the corner here. I'm going to skip forward here because this bit's flat. Next corner here, 150 marker. I broke literally about walk for 150 marker. So hold up. There you go. Literally on the 150. You could probably brake it slightly later. I just felt I understood a bit if I broke a bit later. So I'll brake at the 150 mark. Braking a straight line. And turning early for this corner because it's a very wide exit. So you can get away turning early here. As you can see, I turned it slightly too late. I slightly understeered. You want to be looking for about 78 mile an hour apex speed if possible. try to use all the exit curb. You don't have to be following the outside because this car's enough grip, at least in the time trial. Stay on the left, or stay in the middle of the track, and then steer to the left of the track as soon as you start to turn in. Here, carry on turning right a bit, and then I say about 2 car lengths after you get to the end of this. Not here. So maybe what, 3 car lengths after here, I started to turn left for the double left. So about here, you'll start to see me turn left. It's quite hard to point out the reference, but you want to do a small lift basically, and you want to be about 141 mile an hour here. Last corner, perfect point, braking point, 100 meters, literally brake on it. So about here, just started to brake on the 100 marker exactly, braking a straight line. As soon as you feel the car has slowed down enough to about 98 mile an hour, it will start to turn into the actual corner, and then you can just go on the throttle early since it's quite a wide exit. Try to use all the inside curbs possible, if possible as well, because that's where the grip is. And like I said, that's a 206.4, decent lap, but there's a few temps in it, which I might try later, I'll see, but it's a good lap for reference. I've actually got a ghost off this lap as well, currently, on the leaderboard. That's I've got in about P8. But there's a bit of lap time here. In my opinion, time trial car, RTF or M6. GTR's probably okay as well, Super's probably okay as well, but in my opinion, I would probably recommend the Lexus or the BMW M6, if you can handle them. But anyway, now I'm going to go to the race that I did earlier, and I'm going to put some commentary in the background, so cheers, and stay tuned. Okay guys, so here is the race I'm going to show you. As you can see, I am in this Suzuki car, and the reason I picked this car is because I thought it had decent tyre wear, and it was fast on the straights, and it was okay on the bumps. So that's why I picked it. If you don't know me, I am a Croix user, and I tend to go from daily races from the back of the grid in non-motor cars. However, as you can see in the video, I've just set time trial time, so I'll be going from the front, but I'll still be using off-metal cars if I can come through to the front, which I should be able to with the slipstream and the tyre wear, etc. So I'm in the Suzuki, as you can see in the lobby. There are some quick drivers in this lobby. We've got Medley and Damon down, for example. Your Gandon's quite quick, Rycar's quite quick, Couch is quite quick on some combos as well. So it's just a decent lobby to test this Suzuki outing. As you can see, let's let us pass there, so appreciate it. As for this race settings, I know it's time to retire. I believe it's timed to fuel, but you don't have to worry about fuel because it's not a long race. So it's time to retire on soft tyres. Does not sound like a lot of tyre wear, but since it's soft, you will feel the tyres wear quite quickly, especially since there's only 9 laps. It is, I believe, a mandatory pit stop as well. So, in fact, it is a mandatory pit stop because everyone does pit. So, you have to pit at some point in this race. Ideally on lap 4 or lap 5. In my opinion, anyway, it is better to pit on lap 5 because of the slipstream. It is quite easy to keep up with the car ahead of you. So in my opinion, I'd rather have the tyres for the end of the race where I can go from the inside or the outside, wherever the other car isn't at, and try to overtake them at the end of the race. So that's why I would recommend pitting lap 5. Anyway, I'm going to be talking now about where I am tyre saving on this combination. So, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, so the tyres that get killed on this track in particular is the front left. The reason the front left dies a lot is because one, it's a clockwise circuit, so you'll be turning more right than left. That's one, and two, there's a lot of fast speed corners, so you'll be asking a lot from your tyres, depending on the car you're in. I mean, it depends on how much weight is on the specific wheels in Gr3. So for example, since this track has quite long straights, quite fast corners, you will tend to see FR cars perform better here. compared to the MR cars. Saying that though, there is an MR car or two that I would maybe recommend. In my opinion, I think the Ford GT would still be okay, the McLaren 650S will be okay, and the Citroen will be okay. I think other than that, you'll probably have to use an FR car. In my opinion, for FR cars that you could use, as you can see I'm in the Suzuki, I think that's a Falwell anti-meta. I think the Jag's okay if you can deal with the bump in the corner in the right hander in S2. The last corner of S2, so I call that the bridge corner. There's a bump in the middle of the corner. If you can survive that in the Jag, I think it's quite competitive everywhere else along the ramp. So I think the Jag is a good option if you can survive in the car. Other than those two, you'll mainly see probably M6, the RCF. The surface in this race, by the way, was absolutely horrendous. I don't know what they're doing or what they're playing at, but that is something we have to deal with in this race, and you might have to in your races. I don't know. Hopefully they fix this soon. Hopefully in the next update. That would be appreciated. But anyway, end of lap 2. As you can see, we've got about 5-10% tyre wear on the screen. Not a lot, but it will add up soon, especially as the tyres will start to overheat on the soft tyres thanks to the fast corners on this track. We made a nice move on using there into turn 1. Kind of let us off it as well. I didn't bother really fighting it. But yeah, I felt really this was my first time in the Suzuki, so I did 2 races before this. One in the Mazda RX Vision and one in the Jaguar F-Type. Problem with the RX Vision for me is, yes, it's got good tyre wear, yes, it's got decent top speed, and it's got okay acceleration. Problem for me was 2 particular cars. One, the one we're on now, it just had a horrendous time in the bumps in that corner, and 2, the double left corners at the last 2 left corners of the lap, it just slid a bit, and I didn't really like it. It was a bit sketchy for my liking. Top driver could probably get away with using it. In fact, I could probably use it. I'll just probably have to drive it quite differently. But yeah, those are the cars I recommend. So the Lexus RCF for time trial at least, probably could in a race as well, but you would have to car save quite significantly because that car does not have good tyre wear. So RCF for 1, M6 obviously, that car's good, and it's slightly better on tyres than the Lexus. In fact, quite a bit better at my yard. Yeah, and it's probably just as good in time trial. Maybe not quite Lexus level in my opinion, but maybe within a tenth of it. I think the Lexus would just edge it, just thanks to this better acceleration, and they both got very good handling. So I'll say those 2 cars. The other car I'd recommend is the GTR 18. As soon as you hear about the M6 and Lexus will be good, the GTR will automatically be in that conversation. Those 3 cars are very similar in terms of how they handle, how they accelerate, etc. The only difference being like the Lexus is naturally aspirated, whereas the other 2 are turbos, but they have relatively similar gearing, relatively similar handling, and relatively similar acceleration and top end. So I would recommend those 3 cars. The final car I'd recommend, well actually no. Another car I'd recommend is the Toyota Supra, because that car's got good top end, good upper end acceleration, and okay handling and okay tyre wear. So that car should be okay here as well. I did not use it yet though. So Lexus, BMW, Supra, GTR. I'm going to add 3 more cars or 4 more cars. So 1 F-Type, again, good acceleration, okay handling, decent top end, just suffers a bit with the faster corners and the bump in a couple of corners. So I'd say be a bit careful on some corners in that car, but it is still fireable. I did a mid 207 in a race with it earlier, which is the best race I've done. So F-Type is definitely fireable. Suzuki, as you can see, I'm in now. It's got good tyre wear, it's got good top end, and it actually feels really nice on some corners. Even though it doesn't have the best handling, it does feel really nice, especially the corner we're coming up to. It just feels like it just grips up as soon as you upshift the fit. It just feels really nice. But yeah, so Suzuki and F-Type. Now I'm going to go to an MR car or 2 that you might like, in case you prefer MR cars. I personally prefer the way FR car drives these days, just because I feel the MRs understood quite a bit as soon as you put the throttle down. So one car to give a shout out for is the Citroen because it's got really good tyre wear and it's quite quick on acceleration and top end. It may suffer a little bit of a high speed noise compared to most other cars. I'm going to give two more cars a shout out. One 4GT18, that car's just very quick on the straight and it's got okay handling. However, you can't really lift off in the middle of a corner because of the turbo lag in that car. So you have to be quite planted on the throttle in that car. But it's quick on the straights and it's got okay handling. Not great at straights either, so keep that in mind. The last car I'll give a shout out for is a McLaren 650S. Quite similar to the 4GT in the terms of you have to be planted on the throttle. It doesn't have the best high speed handling either, but it's got good tyre wear and it's got really good fifth gear where it just shoots off in fifth gear on the top revs, just because it's got so much power in the higher revs compared to other cars that tend to fall off a bit in power in the high revs. But McLaren does not do that, so that car will be good in slipstream especially because it can just rev out for gears, and that is the fastest way to drive it. So quick recap, so I said M6, Lexus, GTR, Supra, F-Type, Suzuki, Citroen, McLaren and 4GT. Those are probably the 9 cars I'd recommend. If there's any cars that you liked, then maybe mention in comments and maybe I'll give it a go. It's just I think those 9 would be the best for those tracks personally, at least for my driving style. But yeah, as you can see here, we are on lap 5 now. My tyre is still looking good. I have been tyre saving a touch. We are with the group ahead. The surface have been interesting. We're all on a 1 bar, so that's when you know it's surface and not just me. So I tried to follow Webster here. I think that's how you pronounce it, and try to get up to 3rd place. If not, at least get past Couch. I saw Couch go a bit deep here, so I thought I'd go for a cutback. Just clipped Couch on the back here, but I at least got Webster on the exit here. So now I'm going to settle to 4th and just maybe go for a move into the pit lane or something. I saw them two go a bit side by side here, so I thought I'd try to get a better exit, try cutting on the inside into the pit entry, brake a bit late to get a car length ahead. Went touch deep, but I got on a throttle quite early and I just got ahead of manual ordering before the pit entry, which is good. So now I am in P3, at least P3 for the people that pitted on lap 5. I know Raikar pitted on lap 4 and I know he'll be quite far ahead, so we will not worry about him. Simple tyre change. I think every single car will tyre change. In fact, every car will tyre change, because if you don't tyre change, you'll just be a 6 in the duck at the end of the race, and you'll probably have no tyres at the end as well. So definitely tyre change, no matter what, no matter the car. But yeah, we're lap 6 here, so we've got 4 laps to go. Lap 6, lap 7, lap 8, lap 9 obviously. My aim here was just to follow Couch Driver, because I know his car's better in the handling sections. Maybe give him a bump draft or 2, and hopefully he can pull us towards the Ugandan in front, and then we can be fighting for P2 at the end of the race. That was the aim here in my mindset. So I'm going to quickly talk about what are the things to look out for in this race. So obviously, first thing is tyre wear. Second thing, stay in the slipstream. Slipstream is quite powerful again, so I'm using custom slipstream. And as you know, if you watched any previous videos on my channel, I'm not a fan of custom slip. I think it's a bit too powerful because it's hard for the leading car to break away, which I don't agree with. You should be rewarded for your good driving. If you're driving good and the car behind you is driving not as good, but you know, alright, they can keep up with you and they can still overtake you at the end of the race, just because of how powerful the slipstream is. Something I don't agree with personally, but that's just it. That's the referee's choice, and I can understand it, especially for a daily race. They want to create a good race. I go for the move on Couch here. Had a nice slipstream from in there. I did mess up this corner a bit on the exit here, quite a bit of oversteer. If you don't know about the Suzuki, it's about a 40% shift in this car. It's 30 to 40%, and it has very high torque in early revs, so you do tend to see it oversteer quite a lot in lower revs, because that's just where the torque of the car is. So it will spin quite a bit. So now we're on the end of lap 6. We are 2.5 seconds off Uganda's, quite a distance. However, I knew that if I could tie safe well and I didn't make any mistakes, I could potentially catch him up. This was my third race, so I had a relative idea of where I was braking on that at this point. I didn't do time trial until after this race or two, because I found out early in the day that if I was to carry on going from the back, I would start to lose quite a lot of DR and struggle to fight towards the podium, which is not great. I would like to fight towards the front if possible, which is why I set a lap time. It's not the best lap in the world, but it will do for now. It will start me towards the front of the pack, at least the top 8, which will do me. But as you can see, the car does still suffer a tiny bit on bumps, but nowhere near as much as the F-Type or the Master. I did still recommend the F-Type, just because I feel if you can survive that corner, it is quite fast around the rest of the lap. Surprisingly, even though it does lack a bit of high-speed handling, it's just got really good acceleration and traction, which is why I would recommend that car. It does suffer a bit of tyre wear though. But anyway, lap 7 now, we've got Mehdi behind me in the Beetle. I was totally okay with that, because I was expecting him to, if he was close enough, to either A, bump draft me to help me catch up to Ugandan, or B, he will overtake me. I won't fight him much, and I'll bump draft him when I can to hopefully catch up to Ugandan in the front. So that was the main aim from this point on. And yeah, so while there's not much happening, let me just one more quick recap on what you should be looking out for. So slipstream, tyre saving, just keep it on the track, don't get penalties. The easiest corner to get a penalty, and probably the only corner you can really cut significantly, is turn 1. And if you do cut turn 1, you will get a second penalty. I did understeer a bit right here, so maybe it does go past me, which is fair enough. I got a bit of dirty tyres potentially as well, but that's fine. I'm behind Mehdi, I can give him a few bump drafts. And yeah, hopefully we can catch up to Ugandan now. That is the aim. The right car is 7 seconds on the load. He did start towards the front, so he could do his own race. And yeah, fair enough to him. He had very good pace in this race. I think he had 2:07.4 in clean air. Fair enough, that is a decent lap. But I think we will be seeing some 2:06s in the race potential, especially with slipstream involved, especially if you're on the metal car as well. But anyway, other things to look out for. There's not really much to look out for. Just enjoy the race. This did take me a while to learn, because I've not driven this track much at all. Probably because Polyphony doesn't give us this track in the first place. But shout out to Polyphony for finally using a different track. It's been a good while since we've seen the same car. I think at least nearly a year. It might even be more than a year, I don't remember. But yeah, shout out to Polyphony. Finally a good race that I can upload and give us guidance to. So I appreciate it. But lap 8, still tyre saving a bit, just so I can attack at the end. Try tyre save as much as possible, especially in a slipstream. If you feel like the car ahead of you is not much slower or faster than you, I would just recommend staying behind them, give bump drafts if you can, and just tyre save in the most significant corners. In my opinion, the most significant corners to save tyres is turn 1, the first right hander in S2 as well. I would tyre save. The last corner verse 3, I would tyre save as well. That corner is probably the biggest tyre killer if you were to ask me, because it's a very long right hander and you are travelling at quite some speed, so you'll be putting a lot of load into your front left tyre on that corner. Other than that, those corners though, I'd say the corner after it I'd tyre save a bit if possible as well. And then finally, the last corner I would also tyre save, if you can of course. Obviously when I say tyre save, I don't literally mean like 10% turn input, I mean like 50% turn input, where you still need to turn into the actual corner and not lose much time. However, with those turn inputs, should still carry good speed in that. Unfortunately for Ugandan, he just went a bit wide on the first turn and he spun around. So now this is a battle for P2, which is good. From the back of the grid, from P12 I think I started, P12, P13 area. Fighting for P2 is great, especially in the anti-meta car. me and Reddy are in as well. Actually, I forgot to mention the Beetle. Beetle's also a very good car here. I don't know why I forgot to mention that car, but Beetle's also a good car. It's got very good acceleration, it's got okay handling, it's got okay tyre wear. It doesn't have the best top end though. But that car is pretty good, especially out of the slow speed corners. So I would recommend that car. As you can see now, the gap to leader has significantly shrunk. So I think Raikar went off on the bridge corner. And if you go off that corner, it's very hard to rejoin the track without crashing into the barrier. Because as soon as you get onto the grass, your car will just stop steering. And unless you significantly slow down in time, you will go into the barrier. So you will either get damaged and lose a lot of time, or you'll lose a lot of time either way. But now I'm thinking about going for the move on Medi, because I know Raikar's in a very good car in the last sector, so I thought I'd try go for a second here. Raikar gives Medi for a split second, just to force us to go side by side here, so fair enough. Broke away, tried tagging it around the outside. I did go on the floor a bit late though, but I think that's just because I was a touch deep. So now me and Medi are going side by side here. Very hard to go side by side here, but we left each other in space. Broke reasonably late, but not too late there. I'll track him out. We go side by side through here, which is insane. Then he does get a bit of a better exit since he was on the outside, but I broke early, went for the good exit without hitting him. Could have gone the full touch early, but I didn't want to hit him on the rear. And I left out 5th just to try to edge him on the finish line, and not quite enough, unfortunately. So 8 thousandths between me and Medi. Fantastic racing with him, honestly. Shout out to him. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here now. So don't forget to like and sub if you found it helpful. Any comments, leave questions in the comments if you want any guidance on that. And I'll see you for the truck guide for Blooming Bay for Wednesday. So stay tuned and see you later. Au revoir.